Xavier here for Hum of the Earth. Signing in from the northern outskirts of Dodoma, Tanzania's capital. City I ended up enjoying quite a bit. Pretty cool place. And today I'm excited for the beginning of our final act here in Tanzania. Northern Tanzania. And from the information that I do have, I don't think this is going to be a disappointing conclusion. So we got blue skies. Let's enjoy our first day in this part of the country. So we made it to the town of Hanedi, which was 86 kilometers north of Dodoma, and seemed to be the town with the best chances of having accommodation given the size. There wasn't anything advertised, but that seems to be pretty normal in Tanzania. And so I got made to Hanedi, bicycled through the main strip, and I didn't see any lodges or guest houses advertised. I saw this kind of place selling bus tickets, so I thought maybe that'd be a good place for information. No one really spoke English, but someone understood guest house, and he brought me to another person who then brought me to the guest house, and here we are. You know, our pretty nice room, big comfortable bed, all for 10,000 shillings, which is less than $4 US. Time to get some food. Rafiki. So my typical routine once I find a place to stay is to get something to eat, then head to a bar to get 2 beers. Because in Tanzania there aren't really any liquor stores, so you have to go to a bar and then convince them to take the beers with you, usually by paying a deposit or something. And typically someone will ask you to join them to drink beer, and most of the time I politely decline because I haven't really put in the effort to learn Swahili, and most people don't speak English. And because people will eventually start to ask you to buy them beer if you're white, such as myself. They'll think you have lots of money. But anyway, so that didn't seem to be the case, and I was feeling social, so some people invited me to drink, and I did, and it was a really good time. Learned a few Swahili words, and it was good vibes. Until the woman that you saw in the last shot, her sister arrived, and she seemed nice as well, but then eventually asked me to buy her a beer, and then that's when I fairly shortly after that just kind of left, because you can't really just buy one person a beer. That's what I've learned here in Africa, especially in a bar. Then if someone sees that, then they'll want you to buy them a beer, and even that initial person will want you to buy another beer, and it's just kind of, the floodgates are open at that point. So yeah, so I just had a good time there, and then exited, and then when I got back to the hotel, one of the kids working there I was talking to him a little bit, and then he wanted me to, he said he had some business ideas he wanted me to invest in and stuff like that, so so I had to end that conversation as well. Then yeah, then I went to bed and did not get the greatest sleep. I might have mentioned this in other videos, but Tanzania is the most Muslim country I've gone to so far, and I didn't see a mosque near where I was staying at my guest house, the unnamed, unmarked guest house. But several times in the middle of the night, really loud chanting over the speakers of, I guess, the mosque or whatever it is. There's one right there. On the other side of the tower, you can see some loudspeakers there. Just would start in the middle of the night, which seems pretty inconsiderate, but not the first time that that's happened in Tanzania. But regardless, not that big of a deal, because today I'm only planning to go a little bit over 70 kilometers to the town of Kondoa. Ambo.
Mbona uko kimya? Unatunga uongo sio?
Ambo. was a pretty big climb we just did. Unfortunately, I don't really have any receipts, given that we're in the clouds. It's kind of surprised to encounter such a climb, but I do remember now hearing that there were some pretty scenic mountain passes in northern Tanzania. So I guess we can expect some more as we continue. Good afternoon. So we made it to the town of Babati last night, 106 kilometers on the day. And as I was walking around last night doing what I do, a group of young men put themselves in my way and asked for money, which is pretty normal. But this time one of them grabbed my arm and I pulled it away. I turned around and instructed him to not touch me, and he kind of repeated me a little bit mockingly, but I think from my tone he didn't understand that I was serious. So I walked away. Yeah, I do actually have pepper spray on me. On my bicycle, but I didn't have it on me in that instance. But it is always a good idea to have it when you're walking around nearing the end of the day or nearing darkness. It also helps to just kind of walk in a certain manner that projects that you're not afraid, or that you're not like bewildered or lost or anything like that. You're not like scratching your head and looking at your phone and stuff like that. Appearance is key. So thankfully nothing bad happened last night. So today we can enjoy another day in northern Tanzania. There's a tusk there. Since I'm not with a professional guide, I'm not going to get too close here. Might be hard to tell on camera here, but it's a really big elephant. Well, maybe not the biggest that ever exists, but Bigger than me. I might be getting too close because the Tanzanian who tipped me off about the elephants is staying much further away than I am. Ignorance is bliss. That was pretty cool. The Tanzanian was telling me I should go touch the elephants. Maybe after he saw my bike. That would have been a pretty easy pickup for him. We'll keep our eyes open and see what else we can see. That was an adrenaline rush. When I passed in front of the elephant, he opened up his ears to make himself big. And actually there was a child there as well. So maybe this is the mom or something. Not a good situation. Could have been dangerous actually. But I tried to go by at the same time as the truck so that, I don't know. Guess it's my lucky day. Who needs $1,000 safaris? That was a pretty awesome day. So we ended up making it to Makuyuni, which is a town right at the T-junction to go to the world famous Serengeti National Park, which we will not be going to. I don't even need to look up what the entrance fee for the park would be to know that it would be more than I would like to pay, but we did get to see elephants and giraffes, so what more do you want? So I'm feeling pretty satisfied with that, and satisfied with the deal that I got in my little room here, which is right at the T-junction, not further inland with where all the kind of tourist lodges and camping would be, which would be, I'm sure, quite a bit more expensive. And I have good reason to believe this, because when I got here, I asked the guy at the reception what was the price for their cheapest room, and he said $50. And then I said, okay, how much would that be in shillings? And then he said 20,000 shillings, which is $9 US. So quite a bit of a difference. Obviously, I paid the 20,000 shillings, which I guess is the price for the locals, and the $50 would be, I guess, the price for the foreigners. So I'm not sure if he was supposed to charge me that local rate, but that's what I ended up getting. So that's a little tip for people thinking of vacationing in Tanzania. So yeah, pretty awesome day. Hoping to get some good sleep. And tomorrow, Arusha. Welcome to Arusha, Tanzania's northernmost city. Don't think I'll be missing Arusha. Not my favorite city that I visited. Kind of a concentration of my least favorite aspects of Africa. Since there's a lot of world-renowned national parks around here, Arusha is kind of the big tourist hub for Tanzania. In fact, it's the biggest dollar earning sector around here. So everyone who has a job, or not everyone, but a lot of people who have a job or don't even have a job, are really focused on extracting as many dollars as they can from the people coming on vacation here, who are probably here for maybe a week tops, so usually willing to spend more money than I am. But anyways, so when I'm walking around the city, I can tell I'm just a big bag of money to them. Every 30 seconds someone starts talking to you, and because this is kind of an industry, it's a little bit more sophisticated than, you know, just straight up asking you for money. Say hi, you know, where are you from? I like your hat. How's your day going? And then, are you doing any safaris? And I tell them, no, I don't do any tourist activities or anything like that. And I'm like, oh, well, what are you looking for? I can help you find it. So yeah, just kind of, I mean, I don't blame them for it, but it's just kind of wears you down after a while when you get asked, you know, to go through that same process, you know, 100 times walking around the city. Anyways, I'm still in good spirits because I've looked on the map, and I have a feeling that the scenic mountain passes that I talked about earlier in the video, I think we'll be doing one today. In our last full day before Kenya. If it's not too cloudy, getting some nice views of the majestic Mount Meru, as well as some other mountains in the area. And I've also learned that this region is kind of the epicenter of the Maasai indigenous tribe, so that should be pretty interesting as well. Feeling pretty serene out here. Combo. Just in time. I mean, I did get a little bit wet, but nothing to complain about. So with our journey through Tanzania coming to a close, as we approach the border with Kenya, it feels right to do a little bit of reflection. Before coming to Tanzania, I was only planning to spend a short time here, as I was actually going to go to Rwanda, then Uganda. But then I realized that the roads that I would want to take there were not actually paved. So I decided to go all the way through Tanzania. And I really don't regret that decision. I wasn't actually expecting much for Tanzania, because all I had heard was the safaris in the north that I knew I wasn't going to do. But ended up being a beautiful country. Especially those first few days in southern Tanzania were probably the highlight. I also really enjoyed how cheap it was. I spent less than the equivalent of 400 US for like a month here. So really good value. A little bit more expensive in Arusha, but overall still a super cheap country. Really high quality accommodations, good beer, nice people, and I got to see some wildlife. Again, free of cost. So what more can you ask for? And I hope you enjoyed this journey through northern Tanzania. I certainly did. So like I mentioned, this channel also has quite a few other videos of Tanzania, including a city tour in history of Arusha, which will be the next video on the channel. And this was all part of my journey bicycling from Cape Town, South Africa, all the way to Cairo, Egypt. And before that, I bicycled from Canada, where I'm from, all the way to southern Patagonia in Argentina. And all those videos are available on this same YouTube channel. And if you'd like to see an interactive map of everywhere that I went and everything that I got to see and do, that's available over on my website, followthehumoftheearth.com, where you can click on the different locations and see the various blog posts and videos I've made of those places. And if you'd like to follow my continuing adventures bicycling through Africa, you can do so by clicking on the red subscribe button below the video and clicking on the bell to be notified when new videos come out. That's gonna do it. Have a good one.